a bushel tonight. I'm rising from my shallow grave, and I'm holding my switchblade tight, 'cause you can blast me with dynamite, but I won't rest in pieces. I'm a revenant, baby, and I'll be back. It's gonna be one pale morning, oh, middle of the night, when I come round to take your life. I know it will feel alright, 'cause you can bury me underground, paved over for good measure. I'm a revenant, baby, and I'll be back. He's a revenant. 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 Be sure to watch your six. I'm out with the boys tonight, and if we see your cheating face, well, you're in for a fight, my darling, 'cause you can try to drown me, babe, but I won't sleep with the fishes. I'm a revenant lady, and I'll be back. He's a revenant. 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 Watch out now! He's a revenant. I'm a revenant. He's a revenant. Let's go now! All right! He's a revenant. He's a revenant. Here goes! I'll be back. I'll be back. I'm a revenant. Yeah. I hear her alright while resting my eyes, like a sigh in the night, like a maggot in the pie. She's calling my name while I give it a try, like a thin veil of rain, like a sip of fine rye. I'm a softy, softy man, but she'll take me back. I got nowhere to hide. I'm a fraud and I'm a hack, but I won't be taken aback. She's calling my name under dusty black sky, like a beast to be tamed, like a stamp on my thigh. I hear her all night with my eyes wide open, like a whisper in the dark that makes my belly burn. I'm a softy, softy man, but she'll take me back. I got nowhere to hide. I'm a fraud and I'm a hack, but I won't be taken aback. I'm a softy, softy man, but she'll take me back. I got nowhere to hide. soft demand, but she'll take me back. I got nowhere to hide. I'm a fraud and I'm a hack, but I won't be taken aback. City lights, so far away, on a trip or a long holiday. Take a drive downtown without a care, 'cause you're high, I wanna be there. I wanna be there. City stars, pretty at night, sparkle softly, gems in the sky. I know you see them, I know you know that I love you wherever you go, wherever you go. City winds, blustery and cold, touches everything, makes it feel old. But you want me, always discreetly. You complete me, and I never wanna let you go.
Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, and perhaps even good evening. Thank you so much for being here with me for another exciting episode of what I like to call 2D Shenanigans. Interesting twist on the 3D Shenanigans. You see what I did there? Good to see you, Mr. Brian and Mr. Leah. You're the only two people here. It's just basically just the three of us and the bot. So that makes four of us, which is quite nice. And I suppose, that's the other 4 million people who are going to be joining us later on the pre-record. For them, also a very, very warm welcome, no matter when you're watching this. This is so funny. Brian, I don't know if you've guys seen it, but if you haven't, do check out Brian's channel. I want to pop a link into his to his YouTube channel into the description right now, and check his latest live stream, because he was basically an AI version of me, which is crazy. It wasn't me on his channel. It was just Brian and some AI trickery. That was so well done. I think you and me were just the only two people on the stream, and it was just so incredibly crazy when I saw that. I was thinking, I recognize that guy, but also I don't recognize that guy. And you think, oh my God, it was just so weird. It really weirded me out. So thank you for the no warning there, by the way. So I'm going to just put this into the chat here, youtube.com/ at 0Kelvin, and just check the latest live stream. It was just, oh, I can imagine. You have to, if you've got a recording of it, do send it to me. I'm happy to go and download the YouTube thing as well. That's no problem. But if you have one, that local recording that you've made at your end, that's usually better. I just want to, that's just so cool. Ricky, how's it going? Good to see you, buddy. We're just talking about this. Maybe I can actually bring it up, just at least that we can see something visually. So last Saturday, Brian did a stream, and it began with an intro, just like my intro, but then he went and came on live, and it turned out, Ricky, it wasn't actually Brian, it was me. So it was very crazy. I'm just gonna go and stop it here. This was it. So it's there. This is what Brian did. This is absolutely crazy. It wasn't me. I swear to you. No recording. That's not a problem. Here we have one. We have one here now. This is so creepy. And what was even more weird about this is that this was happening live on a consumer PC with a free tool. Can you imagine what the big boys have? I mean, what proper Hollywood studios have? And this was literally just an old photo of me from like 5 years ago. This is so creepy, I have to say. It was so yeah. You can watch Brian's live stream and just be creeped out and just have a look at that. Thank you for doing that, Brian. I appreciate that. This was very, very cool. I was thinking immediately, now that you have virtual Brian in the Reallusion store, and I have sort of building blocks that I can potentially it's just wrong. Yes, I can potentially make virtual J. The two of them should be in a 3D animation that we can both produce together. Maybe, coming in 2027 or something. That'd be so cool. Use your real voice, use my real voice, and then we just make these guys interact with some crazy adventures. One of those things. I want to have a very, very casual, laid-back look because I'm extremely tired today. I went to the German consulate today to pick up a German passport that I had ordered a few weeks ago, and it was raining, and it was windy, and it was cold, and I'm just exhausted. And technically, it's my day off, so it's going to be extremely chilled out what we're doing today. First of all, perhaps a little bit of chillaxed piano music, courtesy of Franz Gordon. I like me a bit of Franz. There he is. I think he may or may not be from Sweden. I don't remember exactly. I think he's where Epidemic are, so I think they are there. This is a very quiet piano bubble. Headshot 3 Uber AI edition, yes, exactly. Then we should redo you. We should do me with both our helps. This would be a good start to the project. Yes, I agree, Brian. I want to do two things today. One is that I want to have a look at a new thing that Rokoko have done. It's not brand new. It used to be part of Rokoko Studio, and now they've put it onto the website. I think you head over to here, software, and then you just navigate carefully over here. Otherwise, the menu all freaks out. So good UI design there. You go over here, and then there's this thing called Rokoko Create, and that is free and new, and it's sort of free/limited if you use the free version, because it is a text to AI mocap thing. So apparently you click here, and then you go and you type in some text, and it creates an AI motion from it that you can then download, not just as an FBX, but it's literally part of Rokoko Studio. And while I've never tried this, but I think I tried this once when it was part of Rokoko Studio, and I want to try it out for sort of NPC animation. So this is sort of the second half of the stream. I'm looking forward to trying that out, and then use it to populate the interior of our title sequence there. So that's one thing. But the other thing I want to have a look at is Cartoon Animator, because I've been recently getting into it, and if you haven't seen my video over on the 3D Shenanigans channel, do have a look at that, and it shows you what you can do with it. So it's basically like iClone, but for 2D bits and pieces. And I just wanted to give you a quick guided tour of what the software is about, what you can do, how it sort of integrates and interfaces with iClone, and also how we can do some live motion capture that you can use for vtubing. Also, Quinaros over on Twitch. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Good to see you. You're all alone over on Twitch because I'm more on YouTube here, but I'm keeping an eye on both chats. Chatbot, of course, doesn't link these things up as it should, so it's one of those things. Wonderful. Good to see you there. So we have Ricky and Brian and Leo over on YouTube, and we have Quinaros over on Twitch. That's how the cookie crumbles. So if you know iClone, and we've looked at iClone in the previous streams, then this interface eerily looks familiar already. We've got our content library here on the right. We also have, can you see that? No, you can't. Let me just go and take my face away. You also have this scene tab here. So this is, you can think of this as like an amalgamation from basically back in the days before iClone was split into two applications, that you had one that was just for animation and one that was for character setups. And in Cartoon Animator, that's a much simpler process, I suppose, compared to 3D bits and pieces. This is something that combines the two. So we have the content here, that's the content library, smart content, just like we know it from iClone. And funny enough, actually, you can actually, if you go down here under animation, under 3D motion, I do see, under template here, I do see the packs that I've actually bought. So all my 3D packs under animation 3D motion are here, and I've downloaded some, and you can use those on 2D characters, which is pretty insane. So we'll have a look at that. The library works pretty much the same, but the scene tab, that has just been broken out here on this tab here. So you've got content and you've got the scene. So anything we're going to populate into the scene is going to appear here. So that's the only thing. If you see me switching down here, that's where that is. So it's also part of that. Down here we have a timeline, and it's also just as convoluted as the iClone timeline is, which has benefits because it hides a lot of the stuff that you don't want to see. You don't really want to see the timeline as it is in Blender and see basically every properties keyframe at the same time. It really makes no sense. So so if you want to filter it down, this is that button that filters out the currently selected object, and then you have to click something on that object to just show the keyframes of that. So if we go with a simple prop, perhaps, maybe like the caterpillar here. Is that a good prop? I can't tell. It could be a good prop. I don't know if it has animations or not, but we can just drag him in here, and then we have a caterpillar. And just like before, just like in iClone, you could go and move him. So move to a different keyframe, move him over here. As you move the playhead, it moves. But you don't see any keyframe. So if you click on transform, you can see that that's in fact where the transformation of the character happens. So everything starts with either a picture or a vector drawing, and these can have an action menu. So if you go and right click on it, there's this action menu, and there can be animations in here that you can trigger if they've been saved with the object. Or you can go and make that yourself and put it on the action menu, which is the equivalent to finding an animation from the library, dragging it on, and then he goes and moves. So I don't know if this particular guy has an animation, but there's two ways in principle to make images or vector drawings move, either by putting bones in them and then animating the bones, or you can leave the picture as it is and then put the so-called FFD motion on it, which is something called, what's FFD again? Something movement. That basically is an algorithm that puts a grid on the picture and then goes and makes it wiggle and jiggle. So you can have stretch and squash, I think they call it. So if we add that to him, if I just go and don't have him move around here, if I go and find an animation, there's FFD motion, then I can go and drag something like the breathing motion on him. And now he goes and breathes. And that's what he does. And if I go and say this is my end of the animation and I make that move, then he goes and breathes. But really, it's just a single picture. It hasn't really animated, which is kind of cool. And in order to see that, that's the FFD track. And there we have our motion. And just like with iClone, you can go and take that motion, hit Control B, break it, move it along, and maybe make this a little bit slower. So just like in iClone, this is the thing that makes it loop. This is the thing that makes it, that changes the speed. So if we wanted that to go and breathe a little slower here, we can do that. And we don't have bidirectional blending, but we have unidirectional one. So I can go and blend this into that, and that's how I can blend motion together. So it's, and then he breathes. He should breathe a little faster again. If I go and move that over here. Shum hole, buddy. There we go, and then he goes faster again. So pretty cool. So exactly like in iClone. Hence the interface is already familiar to me, which is kind of cool. Let me show you something that is also pretty neat. If we go and remove this guy here and find in the props folder, I think there is a Jello pudding. Let me see if I can find him. This one here, Jelly. I'll go and move that over here. Jelly is kind of cool because it has, without wanting to move it here, transfer move you over here. Maybe also make you a little bit larger. Like so. If this is an object that I don't think it has animations in it either, no, but it has bones set up. So there is a thing that's basically character creator mode, if you will, in Cartoon Animator, and that is this thing here, composer mode. If you switch over into that, that's where you set up your characters, and this is where we can see that this thing has bones set up in various ways there. And there is a way, I think, this is it, I think. That is where how you can add bones to a static object if you want. And you can also go and I think preview an object. How do we do the preview? There we go. You click on it and then you can either move these bones around by clicking them and then moving this, or you can go and pick the root bone here. And then, oops, that's the pudding. That's not what I meant. This guy here. If I go and move him around, what a shame. We can't see it live here because they've set up spring bones in this case. So maybe we'll go and see that in the next thing when it's basically live simulating and you move it around, the thing jiggles. Let me show you if you can see if I can animate something real quick. But this way, basically the character creator portion of it. So if I go and just make something really fast here from here. Pudding is here, then at frame 10 he is here, and then I will go and leave him there until maybe frame 50, and just put a keyframe in here. How do we do that? So is that it? So I think I just go and double click, that'll do that, and then I go and bring it back over just like a few frames. Then we should see the natural jiggle motion in the pudding, and then I'll go and give him a few rest frames. That should work. Does that work? Yeah, there we go, look at that. So then he goes and wiggles around, and it's kind of cool. It's the spring bones we know from iClone, and that's great, so I don't have to worry about animating the jiggle effect. I thought that's quite funky. So this FFD motions I could add on top of that. If I wanted to have a breathing pudding that does that, then I would go and head over to it is, isn't it? And wait until we come to the portion that that makes us all live animate as well. Let's say we wanted to put an angry FFD motion onto him as well. So that's something that goes and overlays on him. So that's this portion here now. So now we have this applied plus the spring bones, and if I wanted to go and make that extend over the whole way so that he doesn't actually he's angry that he does that, or maybe even better, so until here we have the spring bones, perhaps spring bone kicks into here and then he gets angry, so I can go and move that over here. Maybe we'll do that and then just go and make that shorter there. That's neat. So we have spring bones and then we have the FFD motion, but there's also spring that happens on, so FFD is basically happening on top of it, which is pretty neat, isn't it? So possibly, Brian, yes, possibly. And what's cool is that basically everything is based on this. A character is then just lots of little things rigged, tied together. So you have a hand, and then you have a forearm, you have an upper arm, and so forth. And as a character moves, there's some extra pieces that are drawn, but a character can have spring bones if you want. You don't have to have it. But it has IK, and it can also switch the sprite. So that's another feature if you wanted the cream to disappear from here. I don't know if this object has it now, but if I go and try it, there is something called this here, the sprite editor, and it'll depend on the on the prop, but it'll have different pictures to choose from. So you could go and switch it out. So that's what they do on hands, that you have a hand drawn that's open, and then you could have another one that's drawn as a fist. And the moment you want it to change, you just animate the change of the sprite in there. Or something like an eye blink. That's coded the same way, that when the eye blinks, you just go and swap out the sprite or the mouth movements or something. So that's pretty cool, isn't it? For science, yes, exactly, Leo, for science. So speaking of which, let me show you a character and take our pudding away here again. Go to the first frame. You don't have to, but it makes things a little easier. Under actor, we have humans and animals and all kinds of other things. So let me show you this guy, Johnny. They are presented in a way that they're either front facing, like Arial F is front and Arial S is the 45-degree angle, and then if you needed her to face the other way, you would just flip it, and then you have her in different outfits. In this all comes with character Cartoon Animator. So just like with iClone, drag it out, double click it, doesn't matter. Here he is. I should have really left my pudding in here so I can show you the 3D aspects of the whole thing. Let me go and bring it back. Can I bring it back? Prop, pudding, jello pudding, cool. Or hamburger. Let's see if the hamburger has any animations in here. So this is the hamburger. Does it? Does it have? No, it doesn't. But things like, yeah, the cloak here. The cloak would probably have spring bones set up that make it look like a wafty cloth. Butterfly, he may, does he have anything set up here? No, it doesn't. What a shame. I wanted to show you the action menu there. These are templates that you can apply to your own pictures. If you wanted something that is set up with the skeleton like that, or that, you can do that. There's some accessories you can put on your character, like hair pieces that waft around and all that. Hey, clapperboard, that's a good. So anything that has Annie in the top here, that is something that actually has animations built in. So like this here, if I go and right click, you can have the evil wing loop, and then it just goes and applies that animation on the motion track. So that's kind of cool. And we also have, bizarrely, of course, we have a collect clip track, and that is how we can go and put a motion onto that thing. If I wanted to go and maybe speed mine up a bit, like fast flying, and then with the collect clip thing, I can go and do this, and then go and right click that and say add to action menu, and I'll call that fast flapping perhaps. Then move you over here, head over here, and then we have fast flapping, and that applies that faster motion. Quite exciting, I have to say. I feel instantly familiar with these features. I think that's what I find pretty cool. Characters, they can be animated much like it. There is a way like is it this one here? That's the face puppet. That's almost that sprite editor, 2D motion key editor. There we go. That's basically like our edit motion layer in iClone. The only thing we don't have here is the fact that we can't animate in layers. It's like you only have one layer. But just like in iClone, you would go to a different frame, then pick something like the hand, and then just move the hand around, and then we have IK. And that is pretty neat. And then just like in iClone, if you wanted to reset it, you can go and say reset, then that does that. Or you can deliberately set a key if you want to brace it and say set a key up until frame 40, nothing happens, and then at frame 50 maybe he goes and raises his arm up again. And this is sort of an interesting thing to look at. Is it this? Is it that? I can't quite tell. So maybe I have to get out of here first. Yes, and then we do this. Yes. So navigation isn't the easiest here because we do have a 3D dimension to this as well. If with his arm raised, if I feel like at this point his hand should change to forward, then that is something I can animate with him selected on the sprite editor. Yes, sprite editor. Perfect. So on the hand, which is the left hand, if I select that, I can go and switch it to something else, to a different sprite. So whatever feels good here. Maybe a fist. Then at that point, he goes and changes from the open hand into a fist. And then perhaps up here, he can do we have a Nixon? Here we do have a Nixon, don't we? Almost. There we go. That's it. It's almost a Nixon. And I think you can also mirror that. I think, I don't remember how, but you could mirror that so that he faces the other way around. I forgot how to do it. There's just so much stuff in here. That's another victory. Can we do that? There we go. That's it. That's it. So they've provided that here. That's cool. So that's pretty neat. This here is just zooming in and out of the canvas. That happens with Z and X, in case you're wondering. And much like in iClone, we do have a preview camera. We have a switcher track, which I think is new since Cartoon Animator 5, and we have a camera window. So when you bring that up, you can make new cameras and switch between them via hotkey. So that's pretty cool. You can change the focal length and all that. That's basically all the same. If I go and select the hamburger here, there is this icon at the bottom, and that, if I go and bring him over here, hamburger transform. Just make sure the first frame gets deleted here. Hamburger is now in front of our character. This icon here makes it go back and forth on the Z axis. So it doesn't make it larger or smaller. It actually makes it go further or back. But you wouldn't really know that. There's only a tiny toolbar here that shows you where in 3D space this thing is. And the Z value is the one that actually changes here if you look at that. Besides that, you also have an option to make the object itself bigger or change its position here. There is an easier way to line up your layers. That is happening here with this thing that gives you a 3D view of the scene. And that is pretty cool. I think right mouse button rotates around, which is pretty neat. So this guy, you can go and move him back and then move him back. And then you could line up things like a foreground, medium ground, and a far background. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. You can also separate when you export it out. You can either render it as one pass, or you can separate the passes so that you can blur out the background pass and the foreground pass, and you have that nice parallax effect going. So it has these 3D features that's very cool. So you could put that cape on him if you like. This makes it larger, and then technically he could be wearing a cape if you want. And then he can go and fly around, which is kind of cool. Hamburger also doesn't have any animations in it, does he? Did we try that already? No, it doesn't. Okay. So we could, again, because it's a non-animated prop, there's this one here, that's kind of cool. Bring that in and make that flap in the wind. So flag start does that, it gets sort of planted, and then you can go and have it flutter in the wind. And then you can make it end, and that's it. It's kind of cool. Thus the Burger King was born. Yes. And if you wanted to have something funky on the hamburger as well, we have our FFD motions that can help with that. So maybe the hamburger wants to yawn, then he goes super tired. And you can also put eyes on the hamburger and then make the eyes blink, and so it's all kind of funky stuff that we can do there. But if I wanted to go and just remove him and also remove the cape here, also remove the whole animation on him, we can go and right click, remove scene animation, remove object animation. Then everything we've set up gets removed, except for the flag. We can let's leave the flag there. The flag's kind of cool. Let's go and find out how this works with the 3D motion. So that's actually sort of interesting. If we go and say stand and angry, let's go and use that just as a total random animation. Let's drag that on, and then this dialog comes up that lets us project that onto our character. So I think we can go and press play to see what it would look like, and it depends if it matches the perspective of our guy. It might not, so hence we can go and turn it around. Let maybe try 45 degrees. Or not. Maybe that looks just worse. Or maybe we need to go and do something about the projection. Maybe I don't like the way things are applied on the neck or the hip or on the hands. So there's two types of characters here. I think this guy only has these sprite hands, which are pre-drawn things, but there are characters that have proper bone hands, so proper rigged hands. That adds quite a level of complexity there. Let me go and pick a different motion, because this one didn't quite work. Maybe stand crying. That's a good one. Can we do that? Stand crying. Perfect. That does not look good, does it? Let's try this one. Might work better if it was a woman doing that. Yes, that would probably be a better animation on a woman. Let's do that. Let's swap out a character and then use that motion on a woman. So you are sort of retired here. Let's use Ariel in the 45-degree angle, so as if she is sort of facing the other way. Make you a little larger here. She, I think, also has spring hair, so the hair wafts around. Oh, there's also these other motions I think I've got installed here. Super angry. Let's apply that, see if that works. So for that, this perspective wouldn't work because we've got the dummy here in facing front, and we probably need that facing this way, and I think that would probably work a little better for her. When we're happy, we can go and apply the whole thing to the timeline, and then it gets turned into this 2D motion eventually. There we go, and now we have the fluttering skirt and the fluttering hair and everything, and we've got a flag as well. Very cool. And this is now something you can go and I guess stop eventually. Yeah, there we go. And also work on with the motion track. Yeah, there we go. Very cool. This is the full motion. So pretty exciting. And then you can add lip sync and bits and pieces on it. Also then change her sprite hands if you feel like the hand gestures need to be corrected, or correct where this happens, like the one hand is now intersecting with the body. You might want to have that behind the body, so you can all animate that in 2D. So I thought that was pretty cool. But what is also pretty exciting is the fact that all these things can be applied live. So there is a thing called Motion Puppet, I think. Let me go and remove that from her. Remove object animation from her. And see if I can find that. This is the face puppet. That's the tool that you already know from iClone as well. That's the one that, if it ever does come up. Oh, here it is on the other monitor. So this is her profile here. We preview and then we just press space and then we go and move the head almost 360 like. So you can add that and record that motion to it. That's pretty cool. Or you can have something like where she's angry and does different sort of face motions. And as you move your mouse, this can then be recorded and blended in with the next recording pass. And also you can mask things out. So if you wanted to have, if you wanted to control something else, you can do that with that. So that's the face puppet. I think there's also something called the body puppet. Was this it? 3D motion key editor, sprite editor, face key editor, layer editor, FFD editor, spring editor, path properties. Spring editor. That's where you do that's where you set up the spring bones and see how they perform. So I think in her, there's probably nothing in here, but the hair probably has spring bones set up, which is why it moves around. So very, very similar to what you can do in iClone, just for 2D. That's pretty cool. Now, where was there's one thing called Motion Pilot. Was that it? No, that's create a path. This is create a script. So just like in iClone, you can record your voice or do text-to-speech, WAV file, or load some kind of a script. I don't know, but you know, TTS would then go something like How you all doing today? And then pick maybe a female voice here. Zira, can we hear it?
How you all doing today?
Perfect. Yes, great. Let's do that. And then that applies the lip sync. be that good or not.
Doing all today.
This way. There we go.
How you all doing today? How
Not
you
bad,
all
huh?
doing today?
Windows
you all
Woman
doing
3,
today?
yes. With wafty flag, so very, very exciting. But of course, all that can also be done live, so that's pretty cool. So I'm going to go and remove the whole object animation and see if I can find that. That's not it. Create media, that is if you make your own prop. Create a path so things can follow paths. Import 3D motion is the same that comes up when you go and pick one from the library that you have installed in iClone. But you can also connect this to iClone and basically live play a motion in iClone, and it just goes and basically live captures it in Cartoon Animator. It's also very cool, I have to say. I'm not finding the motion path thing. Path properties, motion pilot. I think that's it. Motion pilot. I think that is it. So if I go and press preview and space, then I can go and make her basically walk around like this if I wanted to. And then I can record that and then refine that. And she faces into the direction that I'm moving the mouse. So it's sort of part of something that you can then record. And this was all Puppet Stage, exactly. That's basically the next version of this. This here, this with the wafty hair and stuff. Look at that. This here is available in Cartoon Animator 4. So motion pilot at the bottom left, I think. Was that in Cartoon Animator 4? I think so. I think so. And you can use this with things like they have. Let me see if I can find it. There is animals. Possibly that's not it. There is. Could it be under props? There's a whole section called motion pilot. Not path, is that it? Could that be in here? Puppet path, that's not it. Could it be under puppet stage? But we're gonna look at that in a second. There was a walrus. Maybe I can find it here. Walrus. Was it a walrus? Maybe not. Maybe it was a seal. Maybe it was a... Let's see if seal works. That's him. Seal. Perfect. So I can go and drag him out. And he's extremely cute. And I think with motion pilot... you can just have him go and swim through the ocean, you know? And I think this is just such a cool way of animating something like that. So obviously you can record that and then cut out the pauses that you don't want to see, like when he needs to swim off the screen and then come in again. Maybe there's even something where you can go and add the, I think, Z as well. I think if you do that, does he go back and forth? I forgot how that works. There's a way to add eye blinks while you do all this. Yeah, I don't remember. There's a way that you can have him swim into the back, and then yeah, just like we had this before, I can also go and record this. And then my timeline was actually too short, and it stopped it, which is a shame. Let me go and make that a bit longer, so I've got a bit more freedom here for the take. So go and remove object animation, because that's the path here that I was recording. Also maybe these other guys, Johnny and Ariel, we just switch off while we work on the seal. Go back to here. I'm having so much fun with this. It's quite incredible. Space. He just goes and swims off and maybe comes back. Has a look. Swims off again. Comes back, super nosy. And perhaps then we're done. So I think on the motion front. Maybe it's on the collect clip. Where is that? You'd imagine it's on here somewhere. Because I can see it. Or maybe I need to click him. I'm clicking him. Where's the motion? You'd imagine it's on the motion. Maybe it's on path. It's not on path. Is it on collect clip? It's also not there. I don't know where it is. There should be. There's usually like a puppet clip. Or maybe I have to go get out of here. Right, you're right. And I think what makes this very special is that you can go and that's at least that's what I thought last time. Once this is recorded, you can go and take things out. I just don't find where the clip is because the motion clip is apparently empty here. So that doesn't make any sense. Spring, opacity, link visible, flip, transform, collect clip. That's just my path here. Oh, I know what we can do. To turn it into a motion, I bet I can just go to the collect clip and just go and do all that and add that to the action menu. Swim around. Let's do that. Takes a moment. I suppose I could go and simplify the path and play with the path. But let me go and go to motion, go to the first frame. Go and say remove object animation. That gets rid of all of that, but thanks to our action menu I think we can go swim around. That is now a motion. It isn't. Dang, I have no idea how to record that then. Because it can't just be the path feature. What a shame. That's how I had expected it to work. Dang. But regardless, this version was improved in Cartoon Animator 5 with this thing called Puppet Stage. I didn't even know what it was at first. Turns out it's this on steroids. And it is, we're basically neglecting the timeline for that completely and queuing motions literally for live streaming. So that is pretty neat. They have some demos here, I think, which are under Puppet Stage. And this here is, there's two of them. Let's try this one first. I don't want to save it, it's cool. And Puppet Stage has a similar control panel, but it also adds the option to put keyboard shortcuts if you want your character to do something different live as you're either recording the animations or as you are streaming this out. So that I think is a major benefit. So the streamers are targeted by this, so very interesting. So this here under this Puppet Stage thing for the selected character, this is the main character here, has these keyboard shortcuts here. Depending on which character I select, they may or may not have these things set up. I think she's a follower of this girl and he's a different guy. So if we go and once again, we have two options here. Preview is the same as before, record is the same as before, and live puppet makes the thing, makes the screen full screen so that you can, if you wanted to, you go on there, you can go and green screen it. So she goes and does this, but that's not very exciting. If I go and hit W now, as seen at the top there, W, then she goes and walks as I move my mouse. So that's pretty cool. This other girl here, she can follow her. I can also, I've got control over the Z axis now, so I can go and make my person wander around and hide behind these things. And then if I wanted to have her jump over something, if I'm skilled at this, hiya, then I can just go and live key this in. Pretty cool, isn't it? I think to make the other girl walk as well, she would have to have her own things set up just like what I've set up for the leader, but I also have to go and select her. So under the scene tab here, so this I guess is Peggy. I go and control click Ming, and then we go and preview. And now the other girl moves with her, but she does so at a delay. So she is, I could have like 5 characters following her, and do the same thing with the jumping. She jumps, but she jumps a little bit later. I can set that delay on the follower. So that is pretty neat, isn't it? It is, isn't it? Absolutely. And I think if I wanted to have all of them chase one another, he's a different guy, so he is not a leader follower type thing. If I go with him, anything that doesn't have, can I move him? I guess I can't. But these are cameras. I can switch cameras live as well, multiple, so I can set that up. I thought he can go move around as well. I guess he can't. Why can't you move around? Let's have a look at your card here. Move in place, triggerable, mouse-driven speed, loop on trigger. I don't know why he can't move. Maybe it's just the... Because I thought I can go and... Whoops, wrong person here. Sorry about that. And last time I tried this, I was able to walk around with him, but maybe I have to set that up differently. But very cool, isn't it? I have to say. Very exciting. So if you wanted to record that scene live and then work on it afterwards, that is pretty cool. And you don't have to hand animate things and put keyframes. You can still do that afterwards. But yeah, very, very neat. We have another example here. But they're easy to build as well. It's very intuitive. You just drag the motions that you want onto this puppet preset thing. Like this here, loading motions. So here we have cameras 7, 8, and 9. And if I go and preview that, then with 7, 8, and 9, I can go and switch between the wide shot, medium shot, and the full screen shot. So that's pretty cool. And then with R, T, Y, and U, I can go and add these motions here. The only thing I wish they did is that when you trigger a new motion, you don't... They would blend. I think that is what I would like to... Oh, is that not how it works? Motion Director, is that the one from Autodesk, remember? Remind me? Oh, she disappears. Oh, she reappears. Quite nice. So if she needs to go for a break, she can do that. And then she comes back and says hi. So these motions are getting triggered at the bottom here. And then there's A, S. Yeah, so like if I switch between A and S, I'm interrupting the motion. I think what I'd like to see in another version of this is that they don't just start playing, but they go and blend out. That would be nice. Oh, Motion Director in iClone. Yes, they also have one. That's true. I thought there is something, I might be mixing it up, but Autodesk had something that was called Motion something. I thought it was Motion Director. And that was a program that was specifically for mocap. But like with so many of them, they keep it around, but don't improve it anymore. Yes, Motion Director. That's right. Yes, it should really work that way. That is a good point. Yes. It is very inelegant. This is a breeze to set up. I've done it with my own characters and they're just a breeze to set up. Where the system also shines is, of course, that we can add mocap to it. Tell you what, I can try it out with my brand new iPhone here and the FaceLink app, which requires me to set this up quickly. Let's go to mocap. Perfect. And we want to use iPhone with whatever it tells me here. 168.0.106. And the same IP for the body. So it's kind of cool. You can use this for the face and for the body and drive the body with it. We just have to click that here and then that here. And we can apply, this in iClone is a pretty terrible, Of course, I'm using the microphone on the other computer. Yes. What are we going to do now? Do I have another one here? I don't think I have a microphone connected to this. Dang. What am I going to do there? Steam streaming microphone. That's no good, is it? How am I gonna best do that? I mean, I do have a second webcam here that should be connected to something. I just don't know to what. Let me see. Or another, even just a cheap USB microphone. It may, I'm not making any promises, it may work with these. That would be rather nice, wouldn't it? Are these the AirPods 3, I think? Motion Builder, Leo, that was it. Yes, that wasn't Motion Director, that was Motion Builder. Thanks. There's just so many motion, this, that, and the other things around. Do you remember there was a thing? Let's see this here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and we do want the lip sync. I don't know why I can't enable it here, but maybe that's sort of a given, or maybe it's a given because we're using this as part of Puppet Stage. That could be. Okay, so let me just go and make a 0 pose here. That should be good for the body as well. Do we need to do that? I don't know. I think so. Perfect. That's that. I do not want to set up any spatial audio anything right now. Not now. No. There we go. Perfect. New iPhone that just arrived for this test here. Okay, so that should be that. Disconnect. No, we don't want to be disconnected. We want to basically use it, don't we? Yes, great. Okay, let's see if it works. This breathing, smooth body, we can do that? Can we do face? Something about smoothing the face? We can sort of do it. Let's do it without. See how it goes. Preview and space, and does it work? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, it doesn't work. Why no? Oh, it does work. Almost. It sort of does work, but not very good, I have to say. But it is tracking my movement. It's just not, I don't think it's tracking my body. Is it because have I actually enabled that here? Body, yes. Body breathing, yes. Hands we don't have. Body, yes. I don't really know why it's not working. 2D body horror, I know. That's the problem, isn't it? And then do we also have, we can have a close-up, but for some bizarre reason my mouth doesn't work as well as it should. Could possibly be because this is my only tiny microphone up here, and that's of course, you know, problematic. It does track my eyes though. That's pretty cool, isn't it? Very nice. And it does also track wafty bones and my earrings. That works fine. So pretty neat, I have to say. So I'm thinking I want to set up my own character like that, talking a little bit better, probably with a better microphone, and then that could be me in vision instead of the camera. That's what I'm trying to achieve. But hey, is it going to be possible? Who knows? But it's a dream. We can but dream. So that was my quick tour of, oh yeah, actually it's Puppet Stage. Let me go and try this again with my male character. If we wanted to go and do this completely from scratch, I think you can. You can just go and add your actor into this, like this guy here, Philip. I should, right? Maybe that'll work. Who knows? I'll make you a little larger. This is one other thing I wanted to show you, and I don't know if it needs to be Puppet Stage or where was that again? I think there's supposed to be, or there used to be, another button here somewhere on the top, and that was called the motion live button. Am I mixing that up? Animation, import path, this and the other. Sprite motion, no, it's motion pilot, that's not it. Motion key, body puppet. Body puppet might be the older thing. It seems to be gone. I seem to remember there used to be an icon. This is it. This is the icon. Duh. Male character courtesy of Ed Wood. Here it is. So iPhone, yes. That. And then in face iPhone, yes. Body, also iPhone for body, yes. Under face, do we have lip sync? Yes. Real time. There we go. So that's why is it too quiet? Oh, because this is not the right. That's the one. That is the one. And why can't that be? Why can't we make it sensitivity? There we go. Is that better? It's too loud. Okay. Well, at least, you know, it sort of kind of works. This is good. So it doesn't have to be with motion, with puppet stage. It can also be just like that. Ooh, that's bad. I should have set 0 pose before doing anything. Same with the body. Let's try it now. Look at that. This guy. Oh, come on. Oh, it's because the iPhone crashed the application. Oop, that was it's totally the wrong app here. No, don't do it. It was the wrong one. Press one wrong button. 60 million prompts pop up just so that you can say, sorry about that. I've been meaning to go and close it down, buddy. Oh boy. That is that's tricky. Don't want to do that. Don't want to do that. Want to do that. Doesn't work. There we go. Works fine. Great. Does it work? Yes. It works. Perfect. Okay. Retry. And then do this as well. Don't disconnect this time because, you know, we don't want that. Wonder what camera tracking is. I don't know what that is. Let's try it. Space. Okay. Now this guy talks a little bit better, I think. And that might work much better than what we had with the other cartoon puppet person here. The other thing, one other thing I want to show you before we're going to go over into the land of 3D again is how would I put this into my scene? So right now we just have a gray background, but if I were to change that with a green background and then just go and put that output directly into OBS, then I should be able to replace it with a chroma key and then add that to the thing I'm streaming live in there. And so that sort of that I think that might actually work. It's just, you know, this thing on the same PC. Let's see if it works. I don't think I could do this plus do I really have to whip out Photoshop? I think I do. Unless I do have something else on the desktop here. No, of course I don't. Of course I don't. Let me just, it sounds insane, but let me just make a green picture in Photoshop while I pick up some more music here. Such as this. Is this good? This could be good. Could be good. So much cool stuff that you can do these days. So I have to literally go and make a new file, make it 1920 by 1080, and turn it into, because I have no idea how else to do it, make it use solid color and make it green. Bright and ugly green. Highly saturated. That sort of thing. At least that way it can get picked up. So we'll call it one green screen, and I shall save it to my library as well. To my library. I think if you drag that in, that could just become the background. Ding, background, all right, woo! And then you can maybe go slightly further down, and then I'm going to put this over to my other screen so I can show you the setup in OBS here. Which of course brings up the next question. So Jay, how do you even stream something out while also simultaneously starting OBS and showing us something? That's just insane. What's going down? Let's make a new scene here. New scene collection. It's a dream demo, I'll call it. And that only has one scene in here. Oh, Prussian green, I like it. Nate, how's it going? This is the crazy OBS portion of the stream in which I'm going to go and add my guy. So I'm going to use a window capture somewhere. I'm going to call that CTA. Here he is. So that is that window. It's not doing anything, but that's totally cool. And automatic was working fine for me. I think there's also a sort of stretch it out until the doctor comes option, but we don't even need that, because if it's something that you don't want fully in vision, I think Alt just goes and crops this out to about here and here. So with Alt held down, you just crop that out, and then this could be at the somewhere at the bottom here. While we're on this, we'll add is it a filter, or is it, I think it's a filter. It's not an audio filter, it's an effect filter called the chroma key. Yay, chroma key. All right, perfect. And that usually you have to pick a color, but since green was already recognized pretty well, that's pretty cool. I think the defaults worked really well here. I wish I remember what they were. Before I started filling, let's leave it here. 331 sounds great. These markings, they go away the moment you press. I think there's a little bit of green at the top of his head here. So, oh, that's also the line actually. This whole outline here, that's going to go away the moment we press play. So it's probably okay. It's probably okay. So let's have something else in the middle there. We could use a picture. Maybe we can use media source. Media source. Yes, let's do it. Media source. Let's loop stuff. I don't know if I have footage. Do I have footage? Just some plain game footage might be nice, but do I have that? If so, where do I have that? Okay, that's not on here. Could it be on the? Could it be is something in stock footage I can use? That's just backgrounds. Anything I did in. There we go. That's nice. The last caretaker. Let's use that. Let's use the last caretaker. So that's that. That's our footage. We'll put that underneath my guy, and then eventually my guy. If I go and switch back to this monitor and say, do we have Motion Live still open here somewhere? We do not. Oh, damn. Okay, Motion Live. Connect to iPhone. Yes. Body also yes. And preview. Do I need to go and do the set 0 pose again? Probably 0 pose. And for the face, shouldn't have stopped it. Audio still works. 0 pose has been set. Preview space, and oh my god, look at that. It's almost like I'm playing that game. And then I can go and move this guy down a bit so that maybe my hands are underneath the desk, and then we can have don't cut off his head, and then just have ourselves a live streaming session. This is not bad, is it? I have to say, pretty cool. Lip movement is translated very well, I have to say. And if I get the puppet stage to work, then I can go and get things working that, throw my hands in the air and get super grumpy with rain falling on my face and stuff. So it could be quite fun. I'm thinking that is a really cool tool. And I've never realized that iClone can do the same thing with 3D characters in live recording. So it doesn't matter if you wanted to do it for vtubing or if it's something that you want to do just for animation recording. So I think that is just pretty cool. It is. It's correct. The moment it gets more intense, and then there's the eye wincing and big eyes and even pupil tracking. So apparently if I go and look left and right, the webcam didn't do that, but the iPhone is pretty good at that. Also, when I turn my head, it's pretty resilient to... The only thing that it doesn't do is if I move my head up and down. It doesn't seem to understand that that's what I'm doing. But everything else, pretty cool. I'm excited about this. So that's my new little discovery, and I wanted to share it with you because it's sort of cool. I do like that. I do like crazy stuff like this. See how much fun we can have with that. Okay, bye Philip. Say goodbye. Yes, Cartoon Animator. So much fun. So much fun. And we don't want to save this, and we can probably just go and close this down. Oh, perfect. Whew. Nate, how's it going today? How are you doing, sir? For me, it's time to clear out my recycling bin. What do you mean, so it's finished? Also, hello, Nancy, how you doing? It's no, the stream isn't finished. No, this portion of the stream is finished. Didn't know it was going to take me quite an hour, but no, I want to try something that is called Rokoko Create. Now, and that is something that I might be able to use as animations for the interior of the title sequence. Oh, you just found me. Okay, well, welcome then. No, you've joined at the right time because we're just starting something else now. So there we go. Nate's tired and sore, didn't sleep the best. Oh, but finally decided I need to work on the travel video. So yesterday and today, that's what I've been doing. Good stuff. Yes, keep a hand in the editing. I like it. If you're not sleeping well, just a long shot, but do have your thyroid values checked out. TSH, T4, and T3. Those are the things that you should check every once in a while because the thyroid has a bizarre effect on how we sleep, how we eat, our whole metabolism. I mean, there's obviously for sleeplessness, there's lots of looking for Rokoko Studio. Here it is, perfect. There's lots of reasons for that, but it could be that your body is producing too many thyroid hormones, and that means you don't sleep well. If you're not producing enough, you might need a supplement. So people who feel constantly tired and lethargic, and who are prone to all of a sudden weight gain that they've never had, or water retention, and get a deeper voice than they usually have. Those symptoms creep in, but that's often a sign of low thyroid production. So you might need a supplement. In your case, you might produce too much. It might also be completely unrelated. So I'm just, putting it out there. 2 hours. Well, in that case, you should break it out into sort of 4 to 6 episodes. That's more manageable to watch, and that also means you don't have to release the whole thing as one thing. You can have a mini series. That'd be kind of cool. 20-minute episodes, 6 of them. That'd be cool. Oh, okay. Because for me, I kept sleeping bad consistently, and I didn't know what was up with that. Let me see if I can find this new thing here under software. Then you don't go left or right, you have to go down. Be really careful and go to Rokoko Create. That's it, start for free. And we can go and click this off. Rokoko Studio wanted an update as well. I can upload a video eventually. I mean, they have a video to mocap version already, which is called Rokoko Vision. And I suppose they want to turn that into a new brand that's called Rokoko Create. This here text input that used to be available inside Rokoko Studio, which is sort of their hub for recording things with a mocap suit and exporting mocap motions out. So this new version here, the web-based version, which I've never tried, will, the moment I'm happy with it, I say create, or I say, I don't know, send or something, and then it should appear here inside this as a new scene. So we'll see how that works. We'll see how that works. So I thought, what did you think? What we should try? I mean, I'm interested in the, like, let's say a bored woman waiting in line to be served. Let's try it. Oh, you slept last night and woke up at 3 a.m. Oh, vitamin D3 shouldn't be taken at night. No, it might keep you up. That's true. We can regenerate it, see what happens. A bored woman waiting in line to be served. Maybe I'll make it 10 seconds. Not that we need that much. Yes, there we go. It's much, maybe a longer motion. It isn't. It's ignoring the seconds already. But I do like this, so perhaps add clip to scene. Let's try it out. See how it works. No active team selected. Dang, buddy. Where would I do that though? I thought I was signed in. Great. Add clip to scene. Perfect. A bored woman waiting in line to be served. 10 seconds. Call to project Rokoko Create in your Rokoko account. When this has completed, you can open Rokoko Studio and access and edit the file. Okay, add clip. We're going to keep an eye on it. What other prompts should I try out? I'm happy to do whatever you want to try. I'm thinking a bored man looking at his phone while waiting. Let's try that. He does in fact look at his phone. Hands might need a bit of correction here. Let's regenerate that, see if it actually only, so the free version, well that's really bad. I want to go back to the previous one. When you, it only charges you when you actually send that clip to the studio. So now if I go and click that, then it's doing it. Now I'm being charged a clip. You get, if you can get a free Rokoko account and you get 10 of these motions free every month, which I thought was a nice touch. And on the other plans, you get, like I'm on the Pro plan, you get this, you get unlimited generations, which is neat. A man working on his laptop drinking coffee. Perfect, we'll do that. We'll totally do that next. I just need to know why music disappeared. Has the music disappeared for you? Oh, music just disappeared for everybody. That's this is not just. Bing. There we go. Music's back, everyone. Music's back. I want to try it now. Let's say a man working on his laptop drinking coffee. Do we need to specify sitting? Working on his laptop, drinking coffee. Regenerate. Ding. Sitting. Focus. Yeah, look at that for coffee shop scenes. I like it. Are you drinking coffee though? No coffee is being drunk. I am very disappointed. But it's proper mocap data, which is kind of cool. That means we have. Let me go and add it to the scene. Add clip, yes. And I might go and regenerate it. Regenerations don't cost extra, so you can try out as many as you like, and only when you want to export it, then it'll happen. So it looks like they're not particularly long. This might be good for office workers as well. Ding, I'm gonna go and add that to the scene as well. And then let's wait for this to appear. Is there a scene called Rokoko Create? Because so far I don't see any. Do I need to make one? I don't actually remember where the text to mocap generation is in here. It could be that they've removed that. Team, I think this is when you want to, is it maybe motion library? Search in emotion, then you can buy these things like pistol shooting gangster. You can buy these things. I think this is where it would have been. I think they've removed it because it used to be part of this here somewhere. Maybe we need to wait a while for this to pop in here. Or we need to make one that's called Rokoko Create. I'll let it do its thing. Maybe I'll go and close it, reopen it later, and we'll see how it goes. Yes, let's do that. See how it goes. So in the meantime, let me go and open our project in Unreal Engine, and then we'll see if we can utilize some of the idols we've made, and then we come back to this in 20 minutes or so, and we'll just keep an eye on see when this is popping in, and then we go for this until the top of the hour, and then we'll call it a day. So we have about 45 minutes to an hour to go. Files are associated. Don't panic, buddy. It's all good. They really need to rework this launcher. That I think is the correct one. The one in Dropbox doesn't work, so we're going to use this one. See how it goes. I'm excited for that project to appear and pop in. I want to see it. I want to see it in iClone. I want to move it. I want to do things with it. Updating, that sounds good. Oh, there we go. Rokoko Create. Here it is. It's a new one. Syncing items. That's pretty cool as well. They give you free cloud synchronization with their service, even on the free plan. So whatever you capture into here, you open this on another computer and it just goes and syncs everything. So that makes it easy if you want to capture on your laptop and then pick it up on your desktop. That's pretty cool. A bored man looking at his phone. It's only 3 seconds though, so that's not great. I think we might need something a little bit longer. There's also a bit of foot twitching going on there, I have to say. I suppose we can make that, we can add a bit of breathing motion to it. Oh yeah, do you know why? Because the playlist is at an end. Thank you. Because I gotta sort out my playlists here. Perfect. There. More music. Music. I like it. Meanwhile, Unreal Engine has loaded. How's your computer behaving, Nate? Is that stable now? Since the BIOS reset? So that's this one here, and this one's called the exact same thing. There's quite a bit of leg twitching going on here, so... And it's only 3 seconds long. I think that is a bit... I gotta say, that's just a shame, isn't it? Here's the guy working on his laptop. I think I like the second one because it had the finger motion here. Yeah, so that's neat. It's totally got the finger motion going. That is neat. Let's go and work with that, just so that, I mean, not that we need it, but what would that look like in a larger scene? I'm just wondering. Let me go and export that. 10 trillion times more stable. Wow. That is great news. And it's the same Windows installation, right? So it's not anything that you've done for the drivers. It is literally just the hardware that's now interfacing with the operating system slightly differently. It would be cool. Yeah, because what life is that, right? Every 3 minutes just to make sure you don't lose progress? Yeah. Same installation, didn't touch that. That's good. That's really good. Good stuff. I'll call it that. AI Generations Rokoko Create. And we could have probably renamed that. Sitting Laptop V2. Export. Oh no, yes. Actually, yes. Export clip. Perfect. Woo-hoo. While that is doing that, let's go and open iClone and see what that. We can put that into Cartoon Animator and see what it looks like there. That might be fun. That might be a lot of fun. AI to mocap. We'll see how people like it. How this is gonna. Do they want it? I mean, on one hand, I've heard voices in the Rokoko community that say, so first they sell us a suit, now they give us the option that the suit might not be needed anymore. I don't think it's quite like that. So this is still text to motion. It's very beta, it's very limited right now. I'd also like to have clips that are more than 3 seconds because that's just not very, that isn't very long, is it? Now for the time being, my desire to chuck the computer out the window, sell my home and move into a cave has been suppressed. Nate, that is wonderful to hear. That's just beautiful to hear. I'm going to rename this to board and phone. And this here is just board, basically. Board standing. Board standing. Ding, there we go. And I'll export both of these out as well. That's not board standing at all. This here is... That's not board standing. Man, that is here... Sitting laptop V1. Board phone, and this one is just board woman. Perfect. So rename board woman. That should do the trick. I think, is there a way to do both? There used to be. Okay. Had to export lists. I think I can do that. I don't know why this system is just to export 2 clips. What am I exporting now? Both are perfect. Got you. Export 2 clips. Great. Dang. Your 20-ton war machine rig for your upcoming Fury Road future. Wow. Okay. Dang. Sounds like a tough job. Here it is. 3 animations. Okay. See how that goes in the iClone. So board man, of course we're going to use Kevin or the dummy even. Dummy might work. Should we try the dummy? Motion dummy male. Let's use him. Motion dummy male. And if I remember correctly, if we just go and copy that path out, board and phone iClone, let's put you over here. Fetching character profile, which of course we don't recognize properly. So we're gonna have to go and tell it it's not a Mixamo character. It is our current character. That's interesting too. No, we're good with this here. Plask zombie. Interesting. Rokoko, and then this here is same as that. There. And keep original, convert all. Perfect. The D&D fiend. Either one sounds cool. This way. And then there's that. So arms need a bit of correction. And in order to make that loop, there's this little glitch here. I think we're just going to go and cut that out and then re-blend it together. I only wish I could get this Butterworth smoothing to work, because that's basically what we would need here to make that a little smoother. I think also what we can do is to make that really rock solid is to use the foot locks, even though there's a bit of foot twitching going on there. I think the Rokoko foot locks should have taken care of that, but I don't remember if we did that or not. So if we just go and break that clip here. Oops, that was a bit zealous, wasn't it? Delete you here. Then we go, before we do that, break that as well. Yeah, that sort of knee action here. It'd be so good if we could figure out the Butterworth smoothing thing. Because right now I'm just inclined to just take it out. We just go B. And that makes it a bit shorter. But perhaps we're okay here. Bidirectional blending. And that's still a fairly smooth motion here. Fairly super smooth, man. Now for our friend, the edit motion layer. What would I do without it? Honestly, it's just the biggest thing ever to anything ever, animation wise. Ever. I might just put the arm down and then put this shoulder out a bit as well. Out and down. Oh really? And then that did that? Oh yes, yes, yes. No, that's like totally uncool. Copy that, goes to here. Doing. No, not. Man, that's just. Why would it do that? Just that. Copy that. Can you copy it here? Paste it here? No. That's totally not what I mean. Just copy that and paste that into here. Is that possible? Yes, there we go. Because then you can put that. Ah, man, that's just. Am I not doing it right then? Is that better? No, it isn't. Dang, what am I doing wrong? I can't tell. Let's undo that. Let's go and reset everything here. There, reset. And just leave the clip as is and just go and put that as a collect clip maybe. Add that to the action menu, add perform list. We'll do that. and we'll call it AI stuff. No, that's the problem I'm having with my computer, Nate, that you make a folder, sometimes it doesn't appear until you refresh this window or you rename it and it just comes up with the old name. It's bad. Typing board phone raw, let's call it. Perfect. Is there such a thing as remove the animation, remove object animation? Look at that, just like in Cartoon Animator. So I've basically learned something from Cartoon Animator that I can apply in iClone. That is insane. This is pretty cool because now I can make the motion correction. Even though this twitching thing is still here, I'm totally unconvinced. I might just do the correction before I do any motion clip breakage. Maybe I should do that. It's not 1922. I totally agree with you. I totally agree with you, Nate. This comes out, and I was thinking like, damn, oops. Come back, buddy. Okay, that should do the trick. And then this front bit here, I don't know why that was part of the collect clip. That should go to the end. Perfect. Okay, so now we remove leg twitching from here to here. Blend, and there's this twitch bit at the end. Break that and remove it. Okay, good. So now, can we, throughout all of this, also add the foot correction? I think we might. Animation. Oh no, it's actually, is it right click? Correct motion, something along those lines. Merge smooth motion clips. That would be something I'd love to try out. How do we smooth it? Oh, ooh. Head, torso, left arm, left leg. Smooth both legs by a bit. Does it work? Does it look better without the twitchy feet? No, actually, is the answer. So smooth motion did not do the trick here. Where's the thing where we go and motionless, even if it's grayed out, convert. Do you remember where that was? Any of you iClone users out there? There used to be a correct motion option, and it used to let us add the foot blocks. Motion correction, there it is. Did that not come up when I had both clips selected here? that could be. That could well be. No, there it is. Motion correction. I didn't see it. Perfect. Motion correction. Left foot, right foot, normal standing, and correct. And that should now be rock solid here on the feet. Oh, and then we have the knee twitching here. That's pretty uncool. That's super, super uncool. Let's go and undo that. Reach mode translate. Let's try that. We don't need to rotate actually. Correct. That's even worse. Why? That is so bad. Undo, undo. Let's leave it at the default. That is pretty uncool, I have to say. Let's try the correct clip thing again. So from here to there, maybe from here to there. Add to perform list. Board phone V2. And because I don't want to do it all again, I'm going to go and put it into my library here under animation and I think motion and Rokoko breakouts. Maybe we'll do another one, another folder here actually. We'll call it Rokoko Create. And this one was, what did I say? Phone board 2. Board phone V2. Okay, so then remove that has indeed worked. That's perfect. So all we need to do now is just blend those two clips together. Be longer about it. And then we're going to go and make a nice little loop out of it. And blend that. And I didn't even have to do it myself. That is pretty neat, I have to say. Is it fantastic? No, but hey, it was nice and free. So let's call it board phone loop. Okay, remove object animation and try the next one. Which was the other one here, that one. Let's try that. And that's just board, no phone. And that, we just need the shoulders again. And then I think once we have the loop, I think we could probably add some head movements so that she goes and looks like this. That might be nice. But for now, I think that's pretty solid here. There's a bit of wobbly leg problematic going on here again. Let me see if the motion correction works. Or maybe let's try the smoothing here again. Let's do that. Let's save and then we do a bit of smoothing here. So that's just board like that. Board, no phone. Board, no phone. So what happens if we go try to smooth motion grip? I don't even know what that does. So that's left leg. Let's go, let's be super aggressive here. Left leg. Keep custom tangent. Don't know what that is. It's not exactly better, is it? Is it better? I can't tell. This is with it applied. And this here is without it applied. That's without. And this is with. So I don't think it does anything. I would love to know if this Butterworth smoothing does actually help with that. Let's try it one more time. Maybe we can figure it out. So there's the curve editor, which this was part of, and I think we can probably be. It's the knees, isn't it? I'd love to have it somewhere where I can both see the thing and also see this, but hey, we can't have it all. Do we have any knee stuff? Oh please, no! Oh my god, no! No! Why? Why would it do that? Why would it do that? It says position, there's rotation, but none of this has apparently any keyframes, which is of course a total lie. I don't get this at all. Shouldn't there be something showing here? Something, anything. It could be under FK, that's possible. But there's nothing on. This makes zero sense. This whole thing, curve editor. We need the 11-hour course for that. I have no idea about how to even correct this if I don't see the keyframes. Problematic. Not even from the legs down. How am I going to go and remove motion if it's on there? I mean, I guess I could apply another motion and mask this out, but that's way more complicated than it should really need to be. I mean, all I want to do is see the keyframes for all this, remove some or smooth some, and I don't know why we don't see that. Is there something, do we need to sample this into something else first, do you think? Flatten. Sample motion clip to new layer. Could do that. All parts optimized. But then where is it? Is it under weight? Under motion layer, is that it? That could be. Maybe that's how it's done. Who knows? Left leg. So could it be that? So if we just go and remove all the left leg BS here, and then it does this. Perhaps we need to leave the first one, or like the first few. Let me just go and do that. First few removed, so one leg should now perhaps wobble, the other one doesn't. Yes, I think that is how it does it. Maybe that's how we can make use of the Butterworth filter. Let me go and bring this back. Can I go and just use the left leg things? Can I go and use that in the curve editor now? There's still nothing there. That is so bad, isn't it? Ah, yes, so that's hip rotation. Foot, toe, thigh, calf, foot, toe, waist, spine, neck, head, L, hand, mid, index, pinky, thumb, forearm, hand, ring, thumb. Why are there no legs? Is that an IK? There's everything but the legs. There's foot, knee, hip. Could it just be the knees? Is that how it's done? Perhaps. It could be. Could this be the wobble that we see? Could it be? And now the next puzzle, of course, is how do we even, if we had one of these things selected, what do we do with it? If we can't move it, why not? What's the M hotkey all of a sudden? Yeah, but it's not moving, so hotkey totally doesn't work. Move key, offset, select all, tangents. I'm glad the people who've invented this don't have to work with this. Maybe let's try the Butterworth filter here. Butterworth smoothing. Does it work? Apply. Has that worked now? That would be really good. Like all of these. Apply that as well. In fact, go do that here too. Is it now smoother? It is totally not smoother. It has done nothing. Absolutely nothing. Okay, smooth all of this. That's everything that has to do with the right knee, toe, and foot. Let's see if that works. That might be neat. So all of these things, smooth it all. Right leg should be now smooth. I think it's twitching differently. But it's certainly far from solved the situation here. So useless feature. Great idea, useless feature. Remove animation completely. Board, no phone. Let's bring that back. I don't know why board, no phone has a T-pose at the beginning, because I have cut this off. I did do that. Genuinely did not leave that on here. Let's see if we can do it slightly differently. So I think the key was that I had to go and sample this. It was, yes, it was. So that would have been much easier to just not use them and either just use a canned animation or just motion capture something. Yeah, so that was really not very good. Not very good. So here what I did was I used sample motion clip to new layer, selected parts, optimized or perfect. Let me go do optimized. That then showed me the keyframes. And the way to get rid of all that jerking is basically remove most of it except for parts here. So maybe all of this. Leave a little bit here and then remove all of that. So that should have smoothed out one leg because we just removed the motion on it and just left a couple of keyframes there. So one leg should be fine. The other one, no, they're both not fine. That's very interesting. Let's just remove everything except for the first keyframe then. So at least there's one keyframe. Maybe we need to do the same with the feet as well. So those are the legs, and the feet are sort of, I don't know, they're not there or something. And it's still twitching, like there's no tomorrow. Could that be from the torso? Let me go and delete things from the torso. But that's static legs now, so we don't want that either. Jonesing, yes. Do you know, there should be, but I guess it wasn't good enough. There should be so many things that I'm sure are in here, but only the people who've written the program understand how we're supposed to use it, not the people who just need to improve something quickly. Here, like this, isn't there clearly motion on the knees? Yet I don't actually have a knee effector as such. Yeah, so there's also a possibility. I don't know if there is here. Is there a way to smooth this in here? That might be another option. I know in the new Rokoko studio in the beta, I think there is. And maybe we don't have it here. Action filters. Onto the treadmill. Maybe we don't want the locomotion filter. That is possible. Then what happens? It's even worse. Legacy locomotion, perhaps. That is unclickable. All right, treadmill sort of takes the motion out, but then of course my character moves, and it also really doesn't fix my problem. Yeah, so all these things are grayed out here. But I don't know, man. That's just. Also implement Alt left clicking to rotate the character, not some industry non-standard combination. It's just crazy. Absolutely. Do you know what, Nate? And there technically is, and this is how that's supposed to work. So we're supposed to, I'll go and undo a few steps so that we have some data with which to work. The idea is that we just take these keyframes, so these particular ones, and then we go to the curve editor. And then we can display these things sort of like somehow. I'm really not sure how we're supposed to do that. We figure out what needs smoothing, particularly, so in our case, maybe the leg. When you type in leg, it should bring up things that contain leg, but of course that's not the case because we're so hip and trendy that whatever says leg here doesn't appear here. Whatever you've selected doesn't appear here either, so that selection isn't syncing. We don't really know why. So, and then you select the keyframes, and then you go. What might this be? Tree view. Base, waist. It makes zero sense. Thigh or calf? Let me try that. Thigh. All right. Thigh. Great. There's the left leg and the right leg. And one's pretty cool, the other one's a bit a bit excessive, like the red stuff. So think, let me just use the red stuff. Just use that. And the idea was that you're supposed to, in videos, you can just go and play with this, adjust it manually, or you just do this and then you apply a filter. Maybe smooth, you know, just smooth it out, man. You might have to do that multiple times. But it's all just, why is it going so ultra bizarre wonky here? It makes no sense. There's gotta be a way to make it work. I'm sure it's in here. It's just never been documented or, or explained properly. Interesting, isn't it? I'd love to know how to do this. There's got to be documentation on this. The curve editor and its crazy secrets. Just to even see, so where does this come from? I mean, what is this joint even called? That's the other thing. I don't really. There's so much more I don't understand than stuff that I do understand. Like what might this be called? Who knows? Is it a knee? Who knows? Yes, this is an advanced user trying to make sense of your intuitive software. Exactly. Good point. I'll send them that right away. Yeah, because wouldn't that be nice? Let's try one more time. I think it's sort of cool that I've figured out one part of the puzzle, in that if we even wanted to see the keyframes that are currently not showing up, I have to go and sample the clip. Maybe this is what we can take away from it. We need to sample the clip. I mean, there's even this smooth motion clips that does basically nothing, which is also sad. I'm sure it does something, it's just, you know, you're not using it right type thing. Sample motion to new layer, optimized per frame, and sample selected parts. Let's try optimized. So then it leaves gaps in between here. And if we just go to the, like, one of the biggest changes from here to there, there's gotta be a change we can observe somewhere. If it's like from here to here, there was a change. We need to figure out what that is. It's probably not on the torso. Could it be the left leg? What happens if I go and take this keyframe away? It's still doing something. So what happens if I go and take the torso thing away? That has not done anything, so I'll bring that back. I don't think this gotta. Why is there only one keyframe for the leg? Yes. Yes, because so Rokoko introduced the issue in the leg. The AI did. So there should be a super easy way to fix it. And there isn't. What you do? Buy a $6,000 mocap suit, record yourself, or just use one of the default animations and use that. Much easier. Yeah, I think it'll remain a mystery, but it's something. Leo, let's look into that. You look into that. I look into that. We should be able to work this out between us. There's got to be a way to fix this, to at least work it out, because, you know, if you want to correct animations keyframe by keyframe, there has to be an option. Yeah, I mean, even that, Nate, you'd think my idea was to just go and remove the leg motions. And that was already difficult enough, but I think I know how to do that now. I can go and just grab all the keyframes after I've sampled them, except for the first one, maybe. Take that out, and then one leg should be stable, but that is also not the case. So that it's a puzzle. It's a total puzzle. I don't even know where these motions come from, because they're still there. It makes no sense. It could be a bug, Nancy, that's possible. Could be a bug. Head, arm, fingers, we don't want to really see any of those. It could be the torso. If I remove everything from the torso, so I've removed all the keyframes from the legs are still moving. It makes no sense at all. Zero. There's nothing for the feet, even though clearly with the motion layer we can control the feet. So why? How? That makes no sense. If I go and remove everything from the torso, then of course there's no more motion at all. But now there's no more motion on literally 3 joints, which again, that does not make sense. So could be a hidden layer, but where? Which one is it? Do I need to maybe? I don't know. I have no idea. Yeah, there's too much uncertainty to explain it today. I think I'm gonna go and call it a day. Let's see if we can figure this out. I have a good work week ahead of me. I'm working 3 days this week. And then I have an Easter break, so I might go and stream again over that Easter break weekend. Gotta do my tax return, but maybe we can find out more about this. Please look into this and see if you have any information. Links to documentation would help, links to videos would help. I'll go and look at them and see if I can digest this into any sort of usable information, because it would really help, I think, all of us if we could just make sense of these features. Because they're clearly there, the tools are clearly there, but I have no idea how to work this out. No, Nate, let's not do that. Let's not ask Gemini, because it lies. Anyway, I'm gonna go now. Take care, guys. Nice of you to be here. I really appreciate it. Take care. Bye-bye.
you'll know for sure tonight. I'm rising from my shallow grave, and I'm holding my switchblade tight, 'cause you can blast me with dynamite, but I won't rest in pieces. I'm a revenant, baby, and I'll be back. It's gonna be one pale morning, all middle of the night, when I come round to take your life. I know it will feel alright, 'cause you can bury me underground, paved over for good measure. I'm a revenant, baby, and I'll be back. He's a revenant. 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 Be sure to watch your six. I'm out with the boys tonight, and if we see your cheating face, well, you're in for a fight, my darling, 'cause you can try to drown me, babe, but I won't sleep with the fishes. I'm a revenant lady, and I'll be back. He's a revenant. 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 Watch out now! He's a revenant. I'm a revenant. He's a revenant. Let's go now! All right! He's a revenant. He's a revenant. Here goes! I'll be back! I'll be back! I'm a revenant. Yeah. I hear her alright while resting my eyes, like a sigh in the night, like a maggot in the pie. She's calling my name while I give it a try, like a thin veil of rain, like a sip of fine rye. I'm a softy, softy man, but she'll take me back. I got nowhere to hide. I'm a fraud and I'm a hack, but I won't be taken aback. She's calling my name under dusty black sky, like a beast to be tamed, like a stamp on my thigh. I hear her all night with my eyes wide open, like a whisper in the dark that makes my belly burn. I'm a softy, softy man, but she'll take me back. I got nowhere to hide. I'm a fraud and I'm a hack, but I won't be taken aback. I'm a softy, softy man, but she'll take me back. I got nowhere soft demand, but she'll take me back. I got nowhere to hide. I'm a fraud and I'm a hack, but I won't be taken aback. City lights so far away, on a trip or a long holiday. Take a drive downtown without a care, 'cause you're high, I wanna be there. I wanna be there. City stars, pretty at night, sparkle softly, gems in the sky. I know you see them, I know you know that I love you wherever you go, wherever you go. City winds, blustery and cold, touches everything, makes it feel old. But you want me, always discreetly. You complete me, and I never wanna let you go. know for sure tonight I'm rising from my shallow grave, and I'm holding my switchblade tight, 'cause you can blast me with dynamite, but I won't rest in pieces. I'm a revenant, baby, and I'll be back. It's gonna be one pale morning, oh, middle of the night, when I come round to take your life. I know it will feel alright, 'cause you can bury me underground, paved over for good measure. I'm a revenant, baby, and I'll be back. He's a revenant. 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 Be sure to watch your six. I'm out with the boys tonight, and if we see your cheating face, well, you're in for a fight, my darling, 'cause you can try to drown me, babe, but I won't sleep with the fishes. I'm a revenant lady, and I'll be back. He's a revenant. 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 Watch out now! He's a revenant. I'm a revenant. He's a revenant. Let's go now! All right! He's a revenant. He's a revenant. Hands off! I'll be back. I'll be back. I'm a revenant. I hear her alright while resting my eyes, like a sigh in the night, like a maggot in the pie. She's calling my name while I give it a try, like a thin veil of rain, like a sip of fine rye. I'm a softy, softy man, but she'll take me back. I got nowhere to hide. I'm a fraud and I'm a hack, but I won't be taken aback. She's calling my name under dusty black sky, like a beast to be tamed, like a stamp on my thigh. I hear her all night with my eyes wide open, like a whisper in the dark that makes my belly burn. I'm a softy, softy man, but she'll take me back. I got nowhere to hide. I'm a fraud and I'm a hack, but I won't be taken aback. I'm a softy, softy man, but she'll take me back. I got nowhere to hide. soft demand, but she'll take me back. I got nowhere to hide. I'm a fraud and I'm a hack, but I won't be taken aback. City lights so far away, on a trip or a long holiday. Take a drive downtown without a care, 'cause you're high, I wanna be there. I wanna be there. City stars, pretty at night, sparkle softly, gems in the sky. I know you see them, I know you know that I love you wherever you go, wherever you go. City winds, blustery and cold, touches everything, makes it feel old. But you want me, always discreetly. You complete me, and I never wanna let you go. you'll know for sure tonight. I'm rising from my shallow grave, and I'm holding my switchblade tight, 'cause you can blast me with dynamite, but I won't rest in pieces. I'm a revenant, baby, and I'll be back. It's gonna be one pale morning, all middle of the night, when I come round to take your life. I know it will feel alright, 'cause you can bury me underground, paved over for good measure. I'm a revenant, baby, and I'll be back. He's a revenant. 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 Be sure to watch your six. I'm out with the boys tonight, and if we see your cheating face, well, you're in for a fight, my darling, 'cause you can try to drown me, babe, but I won't sleep with the fishes. I'm a revenant lady, and I'll be back. He's a revenant. 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 Watch out now! He's a revenant. I'm a revenant. He's a revenant. Let's go now! All right! He's a revenant. He's a revenant. Here goes! I'll be back! I'll be back! I'm a revenant. Yeah. I hear her alright while resting my eyes, like a sigh in the night, like a maggot in the pie. She's calling my name while I give it a try, like a thin veil of rain, like a sip of fine rye. I'm a softy, softy man, but she'll take me back. I got nowhere to hide. I'm a fraud and I'm a hack, but I won't be taken aback. She's calling my name under dusty black sky, like a beast to be tamed, like a stamp on my thigh. I hear her all night with my eyes wide open, like a whisper in the dark that makes my belly burn. I'm a softy, softy man, but she'll take me back.